So it turns out that the bot problem in ranked online matches in Rocket League might be a little bit worse than I originally thought. I was planning on this video to be a live commentary where we jumped into some ranked games in order to see how long it took us to find a Nexto bot. If you guys are unfamiliar with what a Nexto bot is, it's an AI bot that has managed to find its way into playing online matches. Apparently Jack and Lethamyr both have videos on this bot, so I won't go too into detail on it. I'll go ahead and link both of their videos in the description below. But one interesting thing to note about one of the bots that I played today is that not all the signs that those guys talk about apply to this one. It almost seems like these bots are evolving a little bit. I'm assuming that the guys that are providing these bots are able to tweak them a little. They're now getting a lot of information on what people are going to be looking for to determine if it's a bot or not, so maybe they can tweak those things to try to throw people off. I'm not really sure, but I did want to make this video to go ahead and show you guys that the bots are changing and they are definitely more a problem than I originally thought. Let's go ahead and get right into the first replay. Alrighty, we are over here with our first bot player. His name is Bronze 1.5. I figured I'd go ahead and include the name in there just in case anybody else runs up against them. I'm sure they'll probably end up changing their name at some point to try to keep the suspicion down a little bit. I'm sure you guys can already see he has a very jittery camera. Jack says that one of the tells that you can use in your matches to tell if you're playing against a bot is if they never go out of ball cam, and this one actually never uses it at all. So it seems that they're able to tweak the bot just a little bit, doing some things that kind of throws you off the trail. But this replay is just without a doubt, like there's just no denying that this is definitely a bot here. Has no regard for like his teammates or anything. Has the perfect catches, everything is just like the other videos. And he also does the thing where you don't move at all after scoring a goal. But that is going to change later on in the match. They have now made it to where they will boost a little bit after a goal is scored. I don't remember exactly when it happens. I'm pretty sure we get scored on here in a little bit and the bot will like boost and flip a little bit. That could definitely just be the player like turning off the bot really quick and then like going ahead and moving just to try to throw people off. And in case you guys were wondering, I am the I person on the other team. As you can see, there's my name down there in the bottom left corner. So this was my replay and I had to play with this person. But I really did think that it was interesting to note that this one never uses any kind of ball cam. And you might be thinking that the replay itself might be glitched. But let's go ahead and switch to someone and you can see that they go in and out of ball cam here and there. So it's definitely not just the replay that's bugged. It is possible that just the bot itself is bugged. There is both opponents using their ball cam, toggling it on and off. Let's go ahead and get back to Mr. Bot over here. Has the weirdest jumps, and there also is a really interesting thing I need to note on the next kickoff that happens. This one is a big fan of the flicks, just like all the other ones are. Doesn't really do too much in the air. How did he even know that guy was coming? That was a very interesting flick. Let's go ahead and see that from the opponent's perspective here. One of the biggest advantages these bots have is just instant reaction time. So just nothing that a human could even think about doing, which is exactly what happened here. That flick was just insane. It's just such a jittery playstyle that they have, though. It's really weird to watch it. Also extremely unfortunate that this is even a thing. I can't believe that after all these years I've been playing this game, we are finally seeing hackers in the online portion of it. I remember that was a big benefit to this game that people would talk about, is everything is player based and all the skill is just from actual players. But unfortunately that is no longer the case. Let's go ahead and see if he does the thing that I was thinking of earlier. I go for kickoff, and yep, he tries to read the ball as if he's going to be going for kickoff. So that shows you that he has no awareness of anyone else that's on the field, or at the very least he has no awareness of like me going for the kickoff. But I think for the most part you guys have kind of seen everything from this first bot here. Not too much else goes on. Let's go ahead and see if any more goals are scored. Oh yeah, there was also, I'm glad I went ahead and skipped forward because there was one interesting thing here. He does his normal flick, where he's not even looking, doesn't even know they're coming. I guess he could have heard it, but this one actually goes for an aerial. It's almost as if he turns the bot off and goes for it himself. I was very confused when I saw him go for this because as far as I know, the bots are not supposed to aerial at all. But there's still no denying that this is a definite bot that went for this shot here. And you can't even really see the ball whenever he first jumps for it. You can see the ball cam indicator, but there's just no way that you're going to be that accurate with it. And one more interesting thing happens here right at this last goal. He actually seems like he does try to respond. I'm not sure if he just can't realize that he has teammates and they're able to realize that the opponent might be hitting the ball soon, or he could have just taken over again and tried to fake it. Who actually knows? But on to the next replay. Alrighty, we are over here with bot number 2. He is going to be TikTok freestyler. I know there has been another person going around that says something like TikTok Pro, like legit or something like that, just some really dumb name. I'm not really sure like what it was, but this person without a doubt is one of the bots that are more close to the Lethamyr and AppJack videos. This one never goes out of ball cam, and he definitely does the thing where you don't move after a celebration is scored. I forgot to show you guys that last one that did that, but that is another sign that you're playing against someone. And there are people out there that don't really use their celebration time. They might be getting a drink or something like that to mess around, but these bots are pretty consistent at not moving at all, except for that last one that we played, but that seemed to be a special one. Here's a perfect catch to a flick, and then there is also the instant flipping whenever landing that Appjack talks about. It's a weird move that these bots seem to like to do, kind of flip in a way that makes their nose kind of slam on the ground. Really controlled touches here, and they always find the ways to get touches that the ball does not bounce at all off your card. Even if there's like a lot of momentum, it just lands perfectly smooth on it. It's such an impressive thing that they're able to do. Not condoning these bots at all, but it is definitely something to see. Let's see if he goes for an aerial here. He does, and you can tell that he definitely was not looking at all where his teammate was. Oh, never mind, boys. This was actually the bot that does the celebration thing. After this goal is scored here, he starts boosting and goes all the way off of the ceiling. Now, again, that really could just be the person turning it on and off, but I would not be surprised if they're taking input from all these videos that are being made on how people are determining if it's a bot or not, and then trying to tweak it so we don't really pick up on it. But this is just definitely way too obvious. It would have to do something about the perfect touches and the weird flips like that one that just happened there. Those things just make it way too obvious what you're playing against. No regard for the teammate there, gives us a very easy goal, and then back to the no celebrating after it's scored. Now this one does seem to have a bit of a grasp on aerials as well. I can't really remember if Nexto went for stuff that was even that high. Not that this was a super high aerial or anything, but as far as I know, these bots usually don't really even go for that. They just want to kind of control the ball and stay really close to it, so it was interesting to see this one go for that as well. I haven't really been paying attention either. I wonder if this one has been doing the kickoff thing where it flips even though it sees its teammate going for it. But hopefully Psyonix is going to be able to do something soon with all this nonsense. I could definitely see it being a big damper on the player base, people not wanting to go against this type of stuff. It's a very frustrating thing to play against as well with its perfect reactions, and since it bumps you out of the way, since it doesn't care that it has a teammate, or it may not even know that it has one. If he goes for an aerial here, probably just the perfect catch. And there it is, just no bounce at all on it. It's so weird to see it too. Whenever you're in game and you just fully expect it to have a little bit of a pop on it and then just nothing happens to the ball. Another very failed aerial there though, oh my goodness. Once they figure out how to make these things aerial, I think it is going to be very bad news. It already is horrible news as it is, but once they figure out how to aerial and maybe pay a bit of attention to their teammates, it's going to be pretty hard to detect, aside from the perfect catches and the no celebrating, stuff like that. But I'm a little bit worried about the future. Hopefully they're going to be able to get stuff that just absolutely pops off on all this, but it's not exactly fun to play against. And if you get these things on your team, like we did manage to win on the one that I was in, but it's just not fun playing that way, knowing that you have something that just is a distinct advantage. I think that is probably pretty much it for this one as well. Let's go ahead and see this last goal here. I'm not really sure if the bot scored it or if it was his teammate. He goes for the perfect catch, and yeah, just the instant flick in there, and then the no celebration. So yeah, boys, there is just no doubt about it. There's TikTok freestyler there and the bronze 1.5 guy, so please don't witch hunt them or anything, because I'm sure these guys are probably going to change their name, and it would be very unfortunate if there was just some random people that had those names and they get popped off on because of these guys. But yeah, definitely hopefully something is done soon. I really hope to hear something from Psyonix, and good luck in your ranked games if you guys end up going against this thing. That is going to go ahead and do it for this video, boys. If you guys enjoyed this one, please be sure to drop a like and maybe even a sub, and I will talk to you all in the next one. See ya.